Hey guys, Steven here. Today I'm going to show you how to clean up an old cast iron pot or a pan. I got just this morning this old cast iron pot at a estate sale. I think this one was $4 and this one was about $2. And these are a really old brand. It's either a Wagner or a grizzled pan. This is a number 8 made in USA pan. It looks like it could be really smooth once we clean it up, but there's a lot of grease on the outside. This one has quite a bit of buildup on the outside and on the lid. So we're going to do a simple process here where we just spray some oven cleaner on it. It may take a couple iterations. We'll put it in a black trash bag and let it sit for a couple hours, and we'll come back and see how it looks. Put my pots inside there. This oven cleaner is some nasty stuff to get on your skin, so you want to keep it off of your skin. I like these Raven nitrile gloves. They're pretty strong and you can move around pretty well. Some good tactile properties. Also want some safety glasses, so turn the outside of the bag, the edges of the outside of the bag open. Turn it up so that when I close it off I don't have a lot of the cleaner on the outside. I'm using this Zepp oven and grill cleaner. There's a lot of different brands, so just get what you find at the local store. If you want to, you can use a spatula or a spackling, either plastic or metal. If you want to use metal on the outside of the pot to get some of the rough chunks off, you can. In this case, I did a little bit on the outside, but I'm just going to let the chemicals do most of the work on this. I'm going to start in the back, and I'll do it kind of away from where my handle is. You'll see this foams up, and you want to get a good thick layer of foam on all the parts. Now that I've got all the pans sprayed and coated nicely, I'm just going to close up this black trash bag and leave it in the sun. And it's a fall day here in Texas. The black bag out in the sun, it will heat up the pans inside, everything inside, and that will help the chemicals do their job and eat away at some of the gunk. I'll spread these out a little bit and let this bag kind of act as a miniature oven, and that extra heat will help chemicals do their thing, and we'll come back and check it out in a couple hours. Okay, after multiple cycles of spraying these down, we've gotten most of the gunk off. You can see that there's still some areas where there's a little bit of junk, and I think that will now come off with just a little scraping. So I have a bucket of water and some vinegar. I'm going to pour a good amount of vinegar in here. Trying to just neutralize any of the base solution that's in it. Alright, I've got these pans cleaned up, and now I'm going to get them inside as quick as I can, wash them with soap and put some oil on them to protect them from rusting. I'm actually going to season them probably tomorrow because it takes a little bit of time and I got somewhere to be tonight. Now for the seasoning part. I have just taken the pans and put them in the oven. Just kept them at about 275 degrees and put a thin layer of, I had this grapeseed oil, so we want to use a high smoke point oil. I applied a thin layer and brought up the oven to 275 degrees. And now I'm just going to rub off all the oil until it looks dry. And you might think, why are you taking it all off? I'm not getting it all off, I'm just getting all the excess off. So you really want to rub it down till it has almost a dry appearance. After you've made the pan look dry, Then you're going to put it back in the oven at 400 degrees and leave it there for 1 hour. After that 1 hour, you can turn off the oven and just let the oven naturally cool down until it's cool enough for you to reach in and grab the pans. All right, these have cooled down from our first seasoning session, I guess you could call it. And I'm going to apply another coat. This will be the second coat of grapeseed oil. So I'm just going to pour a little bit each pan. I'll do the same process. I'll heat it up to about 300 and then take out the pans and wipe down any excess. So I don't want to put a ton of oil on here. I'm going to apply it on. I want to do still the inside and the outside. And again, this time when I'm applying the oil, you'll see I don't need to put too much because it's already partially sealed. You can see how shiny it is. I'm going to rub that all off until it's almost not even shiny. You take it out of the oven after it's been in the oven at 300 degrees. You'll notice sometimes that some of the oil is either moved around or come out of pores or something, but it tends to build up in little spots, and you don't want that to polymerize in those chunks because that'll be more sticky. So now you can see almost looks like we've got all that oil off. And grapeseed oil, what I'm using, has a smoke point of about 420 degrees, and I'm seasoning these at 400. That should be fine. I'm going to place them again upside down. If you're interested in seeing step-by-step instructions of how I season my pans, please check out the description below where I'll leave that, as well as a link to the oven cleaner and some of my favorite gloves. Okay, so I've done 2 cycles of the seasoning. With these pans that are this smooth, you probably don't even need to do 2. You could probably just do 1. Some people will do more than 1, more than 2, but I'm gonna call these done. And if you guys have a different way that you've seasoned them or a different method that you've liked, then let me know. And now we're cooking what I call a sacrificial batch of onions here, just to get the pan to go through a heat up and cool down cycle, as well as any particles or anything that might be still left on and kind of in the pan will transfer hopefully to these onions, and then we can toss them. So we'll just cook these for a little while and then let the pan cool down before we try our egg test. You always got to put a little Tony's on there, a little pimenton from Spain, and a hint cayenne pepper flakes. Beautiful. There's some controversy over using soap on cast iron versus not, and I think that has a little bit bigger of an issue with pans that are not quite so smooth. If you have such a smooth surface, I find a little bit of soap, it doesn't have a problem with that at all. I want to hear about y'all's experience with cast iron, how you guys season it. So if you could leave a comment below, then hopefully we can learn from each other on how you take care of your cast iron and how you season your cast iron. I know there's lots of ways to do it, so I'd love to learn from you guys as well. So please leave some comments, and we'll see you next time.